Bonjour, bonjour, Kinshasa. Welcome back to Kinshasa today. Glad you could tune in.
Hello, everyone. Yes, good to be talking about what's happening.
So today we're doing a deep dive into something pretty important, developments in healthcare right here in the DRC, specifically this big new hospital opening.
That's right. The Centre Hospitalier Tshisekedi Chilombo, or CHTT, just inaugurated in Lubumbashi. And it's more than just a new building.
Yeah, it feels like it could really shift things. For ages, if you needed serious medical care, often the only option was looking abroad.
A reality for too many. But this new hospital, described as ultra-modern, really aims to change that narrative. We're pulling info today from places like Infos27, Congo Nouveau, Actualite.cd, quite a few local sources covering this.
And it's important, I think, to understand who's behind this. It's an initiative of the CNSS, right? Our National Social Security Fund.
Exactly, and they funded it themselves entirely. That's a major point. It shows a real national commitment.
Absolutely. I saw the quote from Charles Moutier, the head of CNSS. Eco News had it. He talked about dreaming big and loving Congo deeply, making the impossible possible, that kind of thing.
It paints a picture of real ambition, doesn't it? And this wasn't an overnight thing either.
No, apparently not. Several reports mention it's been, nearly 10 years in the works? Located on Avenue Kasenga down in Lubumbashi.
That long? Wow. That's sustained effort. It really underlines the dedication behind this project.
And reading, I think it was Congo Nouveau, they immediately linked it to the bigger picture, the push for universal healthcare coverage here.
That makes sense. They see the CHTT as a concrete step, a direct response to ensuring all Congolese can get quality health services.
Which, when you think about it, could be transformative for families everywhere in the DRC.
It really could. And the scale of this place, it's impressive. African News gave some details, almost 13,000 square meters built up on over 3 hectares.
That's huge.
Right, with room to expand, plus a conference center that holds over 200 people. It's a serious complex they've built.
Okay, but what about the inside, the equipment? Actualite.cd had a rundown. Sounds like top-tier stuff.
Definitely. They highlighted the MRI, apparently the first helium-free 1.5 Tesla machine in the DRC. Which is, a more advanced, efficient type.
Right. And not just that, but digital mammography, bone density scanners, a 64-slice CT scanner, plus the usual ultrasound and X-ray, of course.
It seems like they've really gone for the best diagnostic tools available, and the lab setup sounds equally advanced.
Yeah. What specifically?
Well, modern labs, including molecular biology, and something called Anapath, which is tissue analysis. Apparently, they can even get results during surgery sometimes.
Wow, okay, that's fast. Crucial for quick decisions, I imagine.
Absolutely. And then there's the operating block itself, described as ultra-modern, which implies a big leap in surgical capabilities.
And the specialized areas, that's where it gets really interesting. 4 operating rooms just for urology, using advanced laparoscopic tech, even lasers for certain procedures.
Minimally invasive stuff.
Yeah. And 2 more setups for video surgery on organs, plus advanced tools for trauma, orthopedics, like arthroscopy.
It's quite the list. But what really stood out to me was the focus on things that often did require travel abroad before.
Like the neurosurgery capabilities, that neuronavigation system.
Yeah.
Basically, a super precise GPS for brain surgery. First in Central Africa, they're saying.
Exactly. That plus advanced microscopes.
Yeah.
It's a major step for treating complex brain and nerve conditions right here.
And they're also claiming the best-equipped eye care ophthalmology service in the country, plus a 10-bed dialysis unit. Kidney care is so vital.
It doesn't stop there, though. Advanced dentistry with implants, panoramic x-rays, even an orthopedic fitting center with a big German partner, Ottobock.
Ottobock, yeah, they're well known for prosthetics and supports. Plus a high-tech physiotherapy unit, including balneotherapy, using water for rehab.
It sounds incredibly comprehensive, like they really thought through a whole range of needs. They seem to have. And crucially, they've also built in training spaces, multimedia rooms ready for telemedicine and e-health.
Smart. So it's not just about treatment now, but about building expertise for the future, becoming a national reference point.
That seems to be the plan. Several outlets stress the ambition here for the CHT to become a reference not just nationally, but for all of Central Africa.
That's a bold goal, but given the tech and investment, maybe achievable.
Time will tell, but the ambition is clear. And they're already planning expansions within the next year.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Adding a modern cardiology center capable of heart surgery, an international standard nuclear medicine center too for really advanced diagnostics and treatments, and other specialties based on regional needs.
Okay, so this is all very impressive, very high tech. But let's bring it back. What does it mean for, the average person here?
Well, that's the key question, isn't it? The Minister of Public Health, Samuel Roger Kamba, addressed this directly. Infos 27 and others quoted him.
And what was the main takeaway?
Reducing the need for those medical evacuations abroad. He put a number on it. Apparently, it costs the DRC something like 35 million US dollars every year.
35 million. Wow. Okay. So if this hospital can handle more complex cases here.
The potential savings for the country are huge. Think what else that money could do.
Absolutely. And crucially, Minister Kamba also emphasized this center is meant to be accessible for all income levels.
Right, aligning with that universal healthcare vision. It's not supposed to be just for the wealthy.
That's so important to hear. And it seems like this isn't just a one-off project either.
No, that was another piece of big news from the minister. Plans are underway, with CNSS support again, to build 4 more hospitals at this same advanced level across the country.
4 more, using Lubumbashi as the model.
Exactly. Eco-News confirmed this. These new centers would have similar equipment to Lubumbashi and the one in Buji-Mayi as well. It suggests a real push to raise standards nationwide.
That could genuinely transform healthcare access across the whole DRC if it comes together.
It could. But, it's not just about shiny buildings and machines. They seem focused on quality and making it sustainable too.
How so?
Well, reports mentioned a really rigorous hiring process for staff to ensure high standards and, very importantly, setting up a dedicated team just for maintaining all that complex equipment.
Good thinking. That stuff needs constant upkeep.
For sure. And also establishing a national body to coordinate a quality care network. So thinking system-wide, not just facility by facility.
And aiming for ISO 9001 certification within 2 years.
Yes. That's a major international quality standard. Getting that for a public hospital here would be a first and a really significant statement about their commitment to quality.
Okay, so a lot happening on the healthcare front. But there was another key development today, right? Something about the census.
That's right, switching gears a bit. The official launch of the pilot mapping phase for our second general population and housing census. L'Affaire, Le Quotidien covered this.
And the Prime Minister, Judith Suminwa, kicked it off here in Kinshasa and Kasavubu.
She did. It's the very first step, but a critical one.
Explain that for us. Why is the mapping part so crucial before the actual counting starts?
Well, think of it like drawing a detailed map of the entire country, breaking it down into small, manageable areas. Each census taker gets assigned specific areas.
Oh.
This detailed mapping is essential to make sure everyone gets counted, no one missed, and no one counted twice. You need that accurate baseline.
Right. Accuracy is everything for a census. It affects planning for schools, hospitals, roads, everything, really.
Precisely. That population data is the bedrock for effective planning. Le Quotidien noted, the PM thanked the Planning Ministry, the INS, National Institute of Statistics, the BCR, Central Census Bureau. A lot of work involved.
It sounds like a massive logistical puzzle to put together.
Oh, it is. But ultimately, it's about getting that clear picture. Who lives where? Not just here in Kinshasa, but across the entire DRC. Vital information for planning our country's future.
So, when you put it all together, this big hospital investment, and starting the groundwork for an accurate census, it really feels like significant steps are being taken.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They'll speak to building stronger foundations for the country, improving services, understanding our population better. It impacts everyone, including us, right here in Kinshasa.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? What kind of impact will these advancements actually have on daily life here and across the DRC in the coming years?
That's the big question. How do these steps translate into tangible improvements and a more maybe equitable future for all Congolese? It's definitely something to keep watching.
Well, that's our deep dive for Kinshasa today. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll catch you next time with more on what's happening in our city and our country. Stay informed.